hide the light. Why? Because we're ashamed. Because we're scared we're not going to be accepted by anybody else. We're scared to be different. Christ was different, right? How long did he last after he started preaching? Not very long. I would say because Jesus says, they will persecute you because he persecuted me first. They hate you because they hated me first. Are they hating you? Let's examine ourselves too and understand what Christ has said in the Bible is true. And just shine your light. Amen?
That's right. Amen. Light your lamp. Anybody else? Continue on? Cool. Thank you.
I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine. I'm gonna let it shine.
Hey, how are you? Again, he began to teach beside the sea, and a very large crowd gathered about him. So they got into a boat and sat in on the sea, and the whole crowd was beside the sea on the land. And he was teaching them many things in parables. And in his teachings, he said to him, "Listen, behold, a sower went out to sow, and he sowed. Some seed fell along the path, and the birds came and devoured it. Other seeds fell on the rocky ground, where it did not have much soil, and immediately it sprang up, since it had no depth of soil. And when the sun rose, it was scorched, and since it had no root, it withered away. Other seed fell along among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no grain. And other seeds fell into good soil, and produced grain, growing up and increasing, and yielding 30-fold, 60-fold, or even 100-fold. And he said, he who has ears, hear, let him hear." This is a really important scripture for me personally. Okay, what it is giving different examples. When people hear the word, they hear the good news. Okay, this is pure gold, right? That people preach at times. When people hear it, there's 4 different types of people and the way they respond to the word. And we have to think about, we have to think about how many times in our lives we do this. Okay, sometimes the sower throws a seed and it hits like a path like this or a rock, and a bird comes down and just takes it. The enemy takes it. Those are people whose hearts have gone cold. They're no longer open. They're no longer willing to take in some of those precious knowledge in the world, and it's too easy for the enemy to come in and take it. Boom, gone. Okay? Other times, it's going to hit soil that's very shallow or gravel, and it will spring up really fast. And this is that religious high that people get sometimes. They hear the word, they get excited, they get all high, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is so cool." And they think that high is what's going to carry them on. They think that that's what the word is all about, is that exciting little feeling, that emotion. But the problem is when hardships come in, right? The sun comes down, the night comes up, it gets cold, winter comes in, and you really have true hardships. Then they lose that high, and they lose the word. And the enemy takes it. Gone. Boom. It's gone. There are no roots. There is no foundation. It's just a high. And then you have the one that actually does go in good soil, but there's thorns. There's thorns around it. As the plant grows, it's got good soil, the plant grows. The thorns is the distraction of the world, the temptations of the world. That's what I'm talking about. What is your foundation built upon? The thorns can be the money, right? It can be a million different things, all the different distractions where instead of growing in the Word, you get choked up by the world and all the distractions. And then the fourth one, obviously, is the one that hits good soil. It's got everything that it's needed. It can get deep roots. And as it grows, okay, it all started from one seed. And as it grows, and it gets bigger and bigger, and it provides fruit, it provides shade for the birds and everybody. That's the potential that we have. And this is what I want to talk about. This is the things that I've seen, that I've noticed. Everything in life, okay, when you start that one little step, it's kind of like when the disciples dropped their nets, right, and they went with Jesus. That's that seed, right, that got planted. And it starts to grow. And what you have to do is you have to begin to challenge yourself one step at a time as you grow and get bigger and bigger. And I'm telling you, it's like you transcend. You take one step up and you get better at things. You become more courageous, but then you got to take the next step of courage. You got to do the next thing that feels uncomfortable, that is scary. And the beautiful thing about this is as you begin to challenge yourself more, as you begin to do crazier things, you do the things that no one else is willing to do, your faith grows even more. Because when you put yourself out there and you do things that are scary and everything works out perfectly, not the way that you envision, not the way that you want, but the way that God has planned, your faith grows because you see all the pieces coming together and just working out perfectly. And that's the thing is a lot of the times it's just about taking that first step and then get comfortable, then take the next one and the next one. But if you stay in your comfort zone, if you stay in your exact same habits that you've been living your whole life, okay, maybe you'll believe in Jesus and you're saved, but you're not that person going out in the world and really changing the world, really changing your community. Because that's what I believe. I believed in Jesus my whole life. I've turned my back on him a million times, but I've always believed in him. I've never lost faith in him. But the truth is, I was never a real Christian until I actually started taking action in this world. Amen. The way that God built me, the destiny that God had for me. Because destiny isn't something that you're forced into. Destiny is the path that God has laid out for you. But he says, it's your choice. You want to walk it or not. And forever, I was asleep. I believed, but I was asleep. Nobody. I wasn't out to change the world. And that's what each and every single one of you have to have in your heart. You literally, if you believe in Jesus, if you believe in God, it should be your goal to change the world. Amen. Amen. Don't sell yourself short. And when I say change the world, it doesn't mean you're going to be some world leader that everyone's going to know who you are. It means you're going to have an impact on your community. And those people are going to go out and have an impact on their community. And it's going to spread. Look at the 12 disciples. Look at what they did, right? They went out and they changed the entire world. These are normal people. There's nothing special about them except that they made the decision to follow Jesus. They dropped their net and they followed him. I love seeds. I love seeds, man. Okay, so the next one. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is what he was talking about earlier. Okay, a lamp under the basket. You got to show the light. And he said to him, "Is a lamp brought in to be put under a basket or under a bed, not on a stand? For nothing is hidden except to be made manifest, nor is anything secret except to come to light. If anyone has ears to hear, let him hear." And he said to him, this is very important. Guys, we all have light within us, all of us. It's beautiful and it's amazing, okay? And especially when it's connected with Jesus. But you can't hide it anymore. You can't hide it. We live in a society right now, they want you to conform. They want you to keep your mouth shut, and they want you to stay in your house. Just stay on your social media, that's fine. Type whatever you want on social media, but don't you go out on the streets. Don't you have a real impact. We cannot be ashamed of who we are. especially as Christians. I don't care what it is that you believe in, but you got a light within you, and the worst thing that you can do is to keep it hidden away. And he said, the kingdom of God is as if a man should scatter seed on the ground. He sleeps and rises night and day, and the seed sprouts and grows. He knows not how. The earth produces by itself first the blade, then the ear, then the full grain in the ear. But when the grain is ripe at once, he puts in the sickle because the harvest has come. This is a beautiful scripture here because this is the thing. This is where I believe my identity is. I believe God built me to be a lighthouse, right? He built me to be a lighthouse. And at first I was stressed out when I first started to try to do Patriot Prayer. I was stressed out because I was trying to make everything work. I was trying to understand how everything's supposed to come together. And I was stressed out. I wasn't putting my faith in God. Okay? But the truth is, when you put a seed in the ground, it's going to grow. You don't have to know the science behind every single piece of it. Let God take care of that. And what I realized, eventually, when I dropped my anxiety and my stress, and I stopped worrying so much about how everything's going to work out, I realized that all God wanted me to do was to be a lighthouse. We have lighthouses that are very far out in the ocean, and they're on rock. And what it is at nighttime, it lets ships know about danger. And so God had just asked me to just be a lighthouse, be positive, spread the message, and just stand there and take all the hatred, take all the waves, nonstop, all day. And all I had to do is stand there and take it, and God will take care of the rest, right? All I had to do is continue to plant the seed in any small way that I can, and God will just take care of the rest. We don't have to worry. We don't have to stress out. You guys hear what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Does anybody have anything to say? Anybody? Okay.
Yeah, I'll just say something. Yeah, the times that I was like really, really low on life, and I was just really low on life, like I just felt powerless. And like how you talk about the light shining within you, like I felt powerless. I didn't think that I could do anything meaningful or anything good. And also I was just, on the other hand, like I was so unaware of like the negative impact that I've been having on myself and the people around me. And God, I'm sorry, I'm having trouble organizing my thoughts, but like, I don't know, it's like, it was a huge thing, like why I come here and why I go to church is that it's slowly come rising into my consciousness that it's like what I do matters. You know, whether I do bad things or good things, they matter. And that's just what I want to say.
Absolutely. Anybody else?
Oh, one thing that I'd like to share is the man-child in Revelation 12:5. A lot of people misunderstand it because it gets mistaught by Bible preachers and by their professors in Bible colleges that it means Jesus. Well, it doesn't. It's defined in Isaiah 66:7 and 8 as the children of Zion. Yeah, and Zion is a hill outside of Jerusalem, indicating, it's higher, indicating that it's closer to God than the government. And that's what we need to be, is closer to God than the government. We, everybody here should be like Joy, speaking forth the gospel. And, instead of having the old idea of, pastors speaking and everybody else listening, everybody should be speaking. Anyway, the man-child is the pre-tribulation rapture. It's the people who pray seriously and cause, get cooperating with God, cause miracles to happen that qualify as rod of iron prayer, and as they practice that, which is defined in Revelation 2:26 and 27 as the power to smash nations like vessels of pottery are smashed. And that's what, I did that back in 2011. I cooperated with God and prayed to shake up Washington, D.C. And it's recorded online.